Welcome. I'm Roger Burnley, and you're going to understand so much more about yourself today. So thank you for being here, and if you're on my YouTube channel, please subscribe and share it with others. Yesterday, I mentioned Taylor Swift. I said I used her as encouragement because she was talking about her tour and how she had done something that no one in history had done. And I said that gave me encouragement because I also revealed the Wilhelm revelation because I had done something that no one else in history had done as well. And sometimes that's really challenging to accept. You'll find things about yourself challenging to accept because you were someone who came to the world to be someone who no one had done before either. We will just do that in different ways. But when I mentioned that yesterday, there was another synchronicity which becomes really prophetic here because and then I discovered it was her birthday. And she turned 36. And that was 36 years is exactly how long I've been receiving Wilhelm. That could not have been accidental. And you will see that today because on the blog I'm putting up today, it says, we will shock you today. And that's from Wilhelm, meaning shocking you to understand that nothing is happening accidentally in your life or in our world. We're going through a huge evolution, and so that means you're changing and you're evolving, as we all are. And that also means we have to start owning who we are and what we've developed, and that's what I had to do, which is why I must change and start owning this work because it's something that hasn't been done, and it's a great contribution to humankind. I couldn't say those words before until it was demonstrated and shown. We have things within us that just develop. We all have gifts. We may look at them in different ways. I judged mine. I didn't understand it, and I hid it for the longest time. And you will hear the synchronicity more today. Today is the 14th. Last year on the 14th, it said, you didn't quit, but you're not done yet. That was from Wilhelm. Speaking to all of us, speaking to me specifically, but for all of us, because we're meant to move to a higher state of consciousness, and that's what this work was. As we look at our lives and world, we'll see how much we're doing that, because we're each contributing. And you'll see one message that says, I'm wearied, because I've had a long life, I've gone through so many things, and now it's time for me to change, and for all of us to do that, and that's what I'm doing today. And the message that said last year on that date, there was also a channeling session that was done. And it was on December 15th of 2024. And it explains everything. And I didn't remember it. I must tell you that because that's what happens. When I'm receiving Wilhelm, I'm in a different consciousness. I could not have told anyone that I would have been able to access information in this way. I was not like a regular channel that I never even did that before. I just wrote until 2021. But you will hear all of that in the video, in that session from last year, which was a full moon, which explained everything. The other thing, I've never studied astrology or anything like that. I received this information intuitively. And we can develop different gifts that no one has seen, and that's what happened for me. And that also made it challenging. And when I put up the message e-blog yesterday, even my family didn't believe me either. They couldn't have, because they hadn't seen this either, and neither did I. And it was only revealed recently the organization of this work, and you'll see all of that in the information. 17 years of organized work that was building a curriculum of consciousness development, and a consciousness development not for me, but for humankind, for any person. That's why it works for any single person. And you'll hear that in the channeling session. It says it's universal consciousness. There's no separation in us. And that's what you will see today. So you are not an accident. And you will probably shock yourself today as you go through this information and start to realize how powerful and brilliant you are. And whatever you've gone through in your life, today is the day that you might start to appreciate that and start to own who you are, because that's what I am doing as well. And please view all of the work, all the information. I'm going to be making changes, and you'll see all of that because I'll be taking more private clients, but people can still come into this work, into the program, and you'll see all of that. It is something that hasn't been done, and so it gives you the ability to create what you're meant to do, to fulfill your potential. And that is the title of that channeling session. Now you can fulfill your potential. That's each of us. It just happens at a time, and you decide when you're going to do it. But there's an organization as well. You're not late, nothing happened. It's just certain timing. At my age, at 75, now it's time for me. You have that timeline as well. Thank you so much, and enjoy all of this work. See you soon.